joined by the head coach over at Heartland for the boys program, Josh Scott, as we're going to bring him in real quick right now. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm really excited.
Coach, my first question, as we like to start off with all the coaches, looking at your team this year and what you got for coming over from last year, who are going to be some of the big playmakers that you're going to be looking for on this offense and defense, as well as some of the younger players that you expect to get some significant playing time this year?
Sure. So we had graduated 6 seniors last year, and a couple of those guys being starters. So we have some holes to fill, but we have some returning guys. Jonathan Bertovich is our senior point guard starter. Has the potential to get 2,000 points in his career this year, just can really score it. And then we bring back Stephen Barnes and Nate Garzanich, both senior returning starters as well. And then we kind of mix it in with we have 6 seniors again this year. Sam Osborne, Joel Morgan, and John Morris round out the rest of the seniors this year that are going to be looking for a lot of varsity playing time. We bring back 2 juniors. Luke Reynolds, who was basically our 6th man last year, is looking to play a big role. Drew Walker is another junior. And then we have several sophomores that are kind of looking to step up as well.
Coach, what's something that is, so special about coaching at Heartland? When you think about the program, you're always touted as a really small school and sometimes not respected the way you guys should be. And it feels like every time you go into the gym, whether it be basketball, whatever sport it is, you guys have this little chip on your shoulder of wanting to prove people wrong. What's so special about being able to coach at this place and coach these boys?
Yeah, so I just actually talked to our athletic director, Susie Shields, a little bit ago, and I was asking her about the total number of boys that we have in our high school, 9 through 12, and it's actually only 43 boys. We have 26 out for basketball this year. So I think that they take a lot of pride in the sport, and I feel like it's such a family atmosphere there that they're all looking out for each other, and they all want what's best for the school and the team. So that's kind of makes it special. And honestly, it's just the family atmosphere more than anything that, we're all in that together. And, even my wife said the other day, you would think that there wouldn't be that community feel just because we kind of come from all over as far as the boys go. But it's absolutely there.
Coach, looking at this team too, obviously successful last year, composed a 17-5 record. I mean, it was a team that averaged over 15 assists, 60 points a game. Do we expect the same style of offense, or what is the style of this offense going to be? Do we expect a lot of passing and a lot of movement of the ball this year?
Yeah. You know what? We actually are intending to be even faster. Our goal is to play with a lot of pace this year. Just because when you lose guys like Joey D'Onofrio and Stephen Baker and even Noah Pennington, Caleb Graft, Aaron Galt, Devin Srota, those guys a lot of them were big, strong, athletic guys that, we were able to do a lot of focus on rebounding and putbacks and, that kind of thing, that aspect of the game. And now we bring in guys that are athletic and have speed, but not necessarily the size. So we need to focus on playing fast and playing with a lot of pace. So we're hoping to do a lot of scoring this year. That's our goal. So
you brought up John Bertovich a little bit earlier, and just a little bit more about him. He's about to, he could have the chance to score 2,000 points this year. Not every day you get someone like that in your gym. What's it like to be able to have that kind of player and be able to have that kind of leader? He's more than his talent. He's a good leader as well.
Yeah. From day one, he came in and led by example. I mean, he's the kid that you just got to kick out of the gym. I mean, you have to kick him out of the gym. He wants to constantly be working on his game, constantly getting shots up. And that's the kind of leader that you want. He's soft spoken, but he works really hard. He's constantly working on his game. And, that's really what has stuck out about him is just, he's honestly, and it's not coach speak. He's the hardest working kid I've ever been around, bar none.
We'd like to give every coach the opportunity to give a selling pitch on what is going to be the most exciting thing about this Heartland Christian boys basketball team and why we should get out to some games this year.
I just think that you're going to see a team that works really hard. I think that the kids are excited and they don't want to. We don't want to be a one-hit wonder. We don't want to be like, oh, last year was just, this rare year. We feel like we're trying to build a program here, and we feel like the kids are working so hard. They're working on being able to shoot the ball and having 5 guys that can handle the ball on the floor and have skill out on the floor. And that's something anybody likes to see, is going out there and seeing guys that can handle it, that can shoot it, and taking care of the basketball. So that's something that, we're hoping to show off this year. That's our goal. Every day we want to go out there and compete and always have a chance to win, but, go out there doing it, being the hardest working team on the floor.
This year you get to have fans back in the crowds, and you get to have the community come out and support you again. In that gym, it's small, it's compact, it's unique, it gets loud in a hurry. Talk about what kind of home court advantage you're expecting and how nice it's going to be to have that energy back in the gym.
Yeah, you know what? It was almost it felt that way last year. I mean, even with the social distancing and the spacing and everything that we had to have, we packed it to capacity that we were allowed to do, and it got loud, and we expect it to be, double that. That's our hope. And people would tell me you have a home court advantage because of your court, and I never believed that. But as the season went on, it kind of felt like, we do have a really unique situation, and having one of the older floors that has that character and charisma, and we certainly love playing at home. And I feel like it's going to be pretty electric there. That's certainly the hope.
Looking at this team and what the younger players were able to do over the course of the summer and the off season, what is the one thing you are looking and hoping to have improved from last season to this year to become even better as a basketball team? Yeah.
So, what we talked about our summer, and I feel like we had a really, really good summer. I mean, our attendance and our dedication, we went all the way, we can't go in August. It's a no contact time, but we went to July 28th. I had a dozen kids in the high school at 6:30 in the morning in the gym shooting and working on their game, because that's the time it was available. I've got small kids. I can't go later in the summer, and volleyball needed to get in the gym. So they took it upon themselves to get in the gym and work on that. So I'm kind of hoping for some consistency, and especially with our shooting and our skills, I'm hoping that that's what's going to translate. We always tell the coaches when everybody asks, how'd your summer go? What went on? And, I don't know. Does it always translate? Probably not. Great summer, does that guarantee a great season? I don't know. But all I know is that we probably worked harder than any other team I've ever had this summer. And I can say that in all honesty, that we just because of how dedicated we were with our numbers and everything that we did. And, getting back to a normal summer is certainly, I hope, going to help a little bit too, being able to actually go out and do some camps and such. So,
these next couple of weeks as you get ready for the season, you'll probably never have this kind of practice time again, consecutive practice times for a couple of weeks. What are the goals for this next couple of weeks getting ready for the season, and what kind of things do you want to see in your practices from your team?
Yeah, again, I want to make sure that we have just at least some of the basics all down to where, I've tried to make sure that we get the basics down, and kind of, we call it dummy down, but not in that way, but just get it to where we really are really good at just a few things, and then try to add as we go, especially with having so much inexperience coming in from the varsity level, from the JV level, guys that were playing, a lot of JV minutes last year. We want to make sure they feel really good about doing a small amount of things out on the floor, and then add on as we get into the season.
Talking about culture too, and I mean, when you have a winning season and winning seasons and success, it obviously helps in building that culture. But if we were to ask any of your boys what it means to be a Lion, what would you hope their response would be?
Man, that's a great question. I would hope that it would just be some form of pride. It would just mean that it's part of being about something bigger than themselves. We talk about that a lot, that, I'm not bigger than the program. There's no player that's bigger than the program. That's something. And actually, ironically enough, you're talking about culture. I was just, again, talking to our athletic director today about how proud I am of, when we came in, we've always had really good kids, but notice it. You can notice in practice, I think, and even in open gyms, there's no balls laying around. Everything's put away. The bottles are gone, and things are getting, cleaned up and put away. And to me, that's part of culture too. It's not just how you play or style or offense or defense. You could tell the kids have bought into everything that we're trying to sell, and that's the part that makes me the most proud of those guys right now.
I love that you said pride. It doesn't fit anyone more than it fits the Lions. I'll tell you that much.
That's right.
I want to give you the chance to highlight your coaching staff and the people that kind of help you build this program, and who you got this year helping you along.
Sure. So my dad is my varsity assistant. He has been since we started. This is back in 2000, the 08-09 year is when we first started as varsity coaches. So he'll be back, and I've been trying real hard to get him to be the assistant coach of the year through the state. It's always a tough battle. There's a lot of really good ones all throughout the state, but he's one of the guys. Was part of West Branch's the girls' state championship team. He's got a ton of experience. He's a great person. And then adding this year new is Josh Zamuda, who was actually our senior or one of our really good point guards from Sebring when we were with the boys there. He has come on, and a lot of the things that we're doing right now are still similar. So he's been able to transition really well into the JV role and helping with the younger guys. And then Scott Libb is our freshman coach, who's been around. He was with the West Branch girls program. He was with United for some years and has a ton of experience and really great with fundamentals. So he's really working with our freshmen right now and has been the last 2 years. So really excited about our staff. For the high school level, it's really it's been really a joy because they're all really good.
A follow up to that real quick. Not too many coaches get the opportunity to kind of coach with their father. What's that dynamic like, and how much do you kind of treasure those moments that you get with him? Talking about the game or talking about practice or whatever it may be.
Yeah, it is absolutely special. And as the years have gone on, I've kind of learned to make sure and cherish that like every single day, not just looking back and saying, oh, how cool was that? But, now that I've got kids of my own and I know what it feels like to be a father, it is absolutely special. And I think the kids really feed off of that too. And we can really push that family atmosphere because it's what it is. And, there's times where it's great because we can get right into each other's faces and talk back and forth. And I don't agree with this, or I agree with that. And, but know that it's all out of a place of love, and it never carries over. It's always about what's best for our team. And that's what's really a really cool dynamic for us.
And my final question for you, Coach, looking at your team and you talk about that culture and what you're trying to instill, what are some things outside of the sport of basketball that you try to teach all of your boys?
Just how to be a man. I mean, and how to grow up and take responsibility for your actions. And the other thing that we really push for is to be a good communicator. They learned that yesterday. I was kind of in everybody's shorts a little bit because we weren't very good with communication. And I think that is such a key aspect of life, is to be able to communicate. So we really push for that too. But, they already have so many great core values being in a Christian school. And that's just the truth. I mean, these kids are such a high caliber type of kid that we get to work with every single day. Our job is just to make sure that, we can put our little touch on anything that we can help with too. So we really push for communication and just working through that, a lot of transparency.
Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today and giving us a little preview of the season. We look forward to covering you guys all year. We wish you the best of luck, and we know as the season goes along, we'll talk to you again real soon.
I really appreciate it. We love you guys over there. It's we're YSM proud over at Heartland. So thank you guys very much.
We love hearing it, Coach.
Thanks, guys.